So before we go on, I've checked on your status and they've shared the lab test, they've shared the nutritional status assessment. So I'll just take you some 4 main components and I'll be asking you some questions. So I think you'll be able to give me the feedback with the question I'll be asking you. So first of all, we have the nutritional assessment components, and that is the anthropometric measurements. I'll be taking you a height, I'll be taking you a weight, and I'll know from weight and height, I'll know your BMI, okay? And then we also have a biochemical data that will show your lab test in, for example, your lipids and your hemoglobin, and that's all. And then we also have a clinical assessment. In nutrition assessment, we also have to know the clinical assessment, that is the physical signs. Like in your case, maybe I can see you have a nutrient deficiency, so we'll go on and look at the clinical assessment. Then finally, I'll see your dietary assessment, that is a 24-hour recall. Maybe if I may ask you the foods you taking through, maybe from breakfast, lunch, and supper. It's okay? So before to endelay, I'll just take your height, then I'll take your weight, then I'll take your BMI, so that we know how we're going to operate first, okay? We'll check your weight and height. So let's see what we have. And 64. So your height is 164 and your weight is 57. So we will determine your BMI through the weight and the height. So you just excuse me, I'll have to know your BMI. That is not bad. Your BMI is not bad. Okay, you're welcome. Let's sit down. So from the nutritional assessment, anthropometric, biochemical, anthropometric, everything is okay. It's okay. So your condition is HTN, of course, and maybe some of the things we need to know as a HTN client or a HTN patient. You need to know some of the foods you might take and some of the foods you might not take. So and if we like, maybe just to remind you, me, or just to ask you, ni chakula gani unapendanga sana ama ni gani ukulangi sana?
Mimi napenda snacks.
Unapenda snacks sana. Na umewahi ambiwa snacks is not good for your condition? Have you ever been told before? Not yet. Okay, so for hypertension, it's not actually good. Okay, we maybe it's maybe unaweza ipenda, but it will cost you some other day. Sawa. So when we talk of HTN, we need to have, like, it's related, nutrition related problem, One, it's overweight. When you take too much snacks, maybe your weight will increase. Sawa. And as per now, your BMI is 27, of which that is not bad. But when you take too much snack, your BMI will maybe shoot to 30, 31, 32, and that will be so bad. Then we have another thing, poor dietary. Umeniambia umependa snacks. Okay, why don't you eat some veggies like managu, masaga? Why don't you eat such kind of food unlike snacks? So when you talk of a poor dietary, here comes when you take much sugar drinks or when you take frequent fast food like snacks. So in your condition, you should not do that. And then another thing, we have a pre-diabetes. When you are a HTN patient, there is something you may develop, that is diabetes. So before you develop diabetes, you should be managing your FBS. So. And then another thing is possible insulin resistance. Are you able to manage your insulin? Or ikishoot ni hivyo, are you able to manage your insulin resistance? So. Another thing, when we talk of maybe the strategies you can follow to have a good condition, or maybe not being hospitalized every time, you must take a physical activity. So. Yeah. Then another thing, you must structure a meal plan. Your meal plan or your diet inafaa ikuwe